Hi, Jessica.
Who the hell are you?
The woman who's going to save your life.
And we're your hosts, Seren and Rey. Holy crap, dude, 50 episodes.
I know. Can you believe it, Seren? Far out. It doesn't seem like 50, but I guess, we have covered a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we started when? We started in 2020 and, a little inconsistent scheduling, but,
I can't believe that. 2020. That's when we started.
I know. And, yeah, 50 episodes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
very exciting.
It is. Yeah, I mean, and we do have a little something to, I guess, announce there, Seren. For that, I guess.
We do.
Sorry.
You want to do the honors?
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so for our 50th, what Seren and I wanted to do as well was to, of course, thanks to all the spider babies out there. Thank you for listening and thank you for supporting the show and coming up with discussions on our threads and social media platforms. It's so fun to chat with Spider Woman fans. But Seren and I thought it would be a nice little a little thank you to a couple of our Patreon members who have been there from the start and have consistently supported us. So Seren, it's both Jess and Rustin, is that correct?
Yes, Jess and Rustin. You have a special gift from Rey and I coming your way. I'm waiting for them to be delivered to me, and then I'll get them to you. But they are on their way to me.
Yes.
So we will be sending them your way. And also, patrons, we have, Rey and I have discussed a new special rewards for patrons that we will be announcing on our Patreon, unless Rey's already done it. I don't recall.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Okay. To as another little incentive to be a patron. So we will be making a post about that in the coming weeks. So keep an ear out, or an eye out, rather, because Patreon, you read it, you don't listen to Patreon. Unless we stream something there.
Yes.
So something pretty exciting that we think some of you would be interested in. So keep an eye out.
Yeah, it will be very, very, very fun indeed. Also, as well, Seren, incidentally, it's great that's those gifts are being sent to you, not to me. Otherwise, the costs would be astronomical.
Yes. No, they are coming to me, and then I will get them to Jess and Rustin. And I hope you guys like what we have decided to send you.
Yes.
I've already known I've asked you guys a couple questions in regards to things.
Yes, you might have a little inkling.
You'll like them.
Yeah, yeah. But yes, Seren, like how things been? The big 50th. I mean, we've got a new comic book to discuss. Life can't be any better than this.
No, it's not. It's been busy. Work is busy. It's kicking my ass as usual. But I like my job, so I'm not going to complain too much other than it's kicking my ass. Gen Con tickets go on sale.
Nice.
On Sunday. Hey guys, I think I might not go to NYCC this year because I think I'm definitely going to Gen Con instead. I can only choose one or the other.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do the gaming convention, not comic convention. Although I'll probably still go one day to NYCC. But I don't know what day that's gonna be yet.
Okay, but last time we spoke, you were so excited about NYCC.
I'm always excited about NYCC, but when I don't know, a whole bunch of your online friends are going to Gen Con, you might just take that opportunity to meet a whole bunch of your online friends that you wouldn't get an opportunity to meet otherwise. And my online friends tend to go to Gen Con more than they tend to go to NYCC.
It's a
I would like to
no-brainer.
go visit them
Yeah. Yeah,
and
cool.
hang out and play
Cool.
some Dungeons and Dragons and what other board games and role-playing games will be at Gen Con. I don't know. I know I'm going to be playing a
Nice.
lot of games. It'll be fun. PAX was a great time. So
Mhm.
I think Gen Con will also be a good time.
I'm a bit of a
So.
ignoramus. Is that in New York as well?
Gen Con is in Indianapolis, Indiana. So it's actually a bit of a hike. I actually have a family member that also goes every year.
Okay.
So I will be hanging out with them
Nice.
and also online friends. And it will be a grand old time.
Cool. No, that sounds really good. Far out.
It will be a lot of fun. And I'm sure there's probably going to be like Contest of Champions. And I would not be surprised if Crisis Protocol and whatever the one I
Yeah.
got you hooked on, and I can't remember right now.
Marvel Champions.
Yeah, Marvel
Will
Champions.
it?
That'll be there, I'm sure. Maybe,
Oh.
yeah. I don't see why it wouldn't. Why wouldn't anyone? Like, Gen Con's the gaming convention.
Oh,
There's
okay.
card
No,
games,
for sure.
there's board games. It's not video games. It's literally board games and
Yeah.
card games. That's all it is.
Okay.
So
Well,
Marvel Champions, I would not be surprised if there were people doing Marvel Champions there.
oh, I wouldn't as well. BGG Board Game Geeks. I think last year Marvel Champions came in at like number 3 or 4, the top 100.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's pretty popular. And yeah, I'm always up for a chat about it. So any listeners,
Yeah.
Jess hit me up with a couple of questions. I can just spew
Yeah.
a lot of info.
Yeah, I really gotta get onto that. I know where I go and play D&D every week. They actually have a pretty active Crisis Protocol group.
Nice. Yeah.
Crisis Protocol though has a lot of minis, man. I'm like, I really want to play.
It's very expensive.
But you gotta have the minis, and you gotta paint the minis, and I just don't have the storage for that. The card game, and also I've got Marvel United here, which is enough minis as it is.
Yeah.
Well, I might have to bring that to Gen Con with me to play with my friends. Oh,
that'd be good.
Anyway, so yeah, lots of board games. I know. I think there was a big Crisis Protocol group at PAX when I went to PAX in December.
Okay.
So I'll check it out. See what people are playing.
Yeah,
my
let me
big
know.
one's D&D currently. And my group, actually, my D&D group. We have finished our campaign because this has nothing to do with Spider-Woman, but you're going to hear about my life anyway. And we're trying Soulbound. So if any of you listeners are familiar with the Soulbound RPG game, hit me up. I had a lot of fun. We did a one-shot on Tuesday. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
So
how long does that game go for? A game of that go for?
Depends. There are some settings that are designed to be like done one and done, and then there are others that you can turn into years-long campaigns. So I know my other D&D, my online D&D group, our current campaign, we've been playing for over a year now.
Wow.
Level 13, and we're going all the way to 20. So,
so there is a finish line, right? Yeah. So there is a.
Yeah, we'll be going to level 20. How fast we get there depends on the group.
Yeah.
We started as like a Coliseum Monster of the Week sort of thing, and then our game master was like, I want to turn this into a campaign, and I'm gonna spew you out into the world out of this Coliseum thing. And we're like, all right, let's go. So we started our actual campaign at level 8, I think.
Okay.
It's been really fun.
Sounds good. All right, that sounds epic. It sounds epic, actually. That sounds like a campaign.
It's really cool. My character is pretty badass, and I love her a lot. She's very cool.
Nice.
But anyway, back to Spider-Woman stuff. How's the baby? Actually, before we get to Spider-Woman stuff. Speaking of, she's got a baby. Speaking of babies.
Oh yeah. Millie's going great. She's she's getting bigger, and she's onto her foods. Well, puree.
She crawling yet?
No, but she can prop herself up, and she can roll, so that's good. Nothing like a good roll. And Finn, big milestone. Finn started kindergarten. Did they say kindy in the US?
Yes, we just call it kindergarten.
Okay, what's that kindergarten? Yeah, he started yesterday, so very exciting. He had his uniform on. It was, and he loved it. So.
Good.
Yeah. So it wasn't too
bad. Was
it
hard? Did you cry when he went away for kindergarten?
No, I was kind of expecting to like be a bit more emotional by, but I think because of we had daycare and preschool beforehand.
Yeah.
Finn's been going to that for a few years. It was kind of a seamless transition, and I think the same could be said for Finn. Like he didn't seem too fussed about going to
Yeah.
big school as he calls it. But yeah. But it's so funny. No, yeah, so he's
That's a
there.
fun age, though. Kindergarten's a fun age.
Oh,
I
I'd
remember my
imagine.
nieces were that age. It was a good time.
Yeah, well, he looks so big now because he's kind of grown. But then when he goes to school, like obviously kindergarten's the smallest class, so he just looks small again compared to all the other kids. So it's all the other years. I mean, all the older kids. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. So yeah, loving it. Still, I'm the stay at home dad. I've got some time off, so yeah, it's good. I don't like the household chores, but I'm enjoying everything else.
Yeah. It's all
Yeah.
right. Got to get done, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta
Has to be
get
done.
done.
Has to be done. Yeah. So Spider Babies, so excited. Episode 50. Seren, we're still going through this mini series, which I think is really starting to pick up.
It is.
I know the previous discussions we've had of the previous 2 issues, I was a little bit lukewarm to begin with, but it's pretty cool.
Picking up. I mean, he's only got 4 issues to tell the story, so
yeah,
it's going fast paced. Before we get into that, though,
Mhm.
Just so you know, we are doing in a little bit here. We'll be discussing Spider-Woman Volume 8, Number 3, the Gang War tie-in.
Mhm.
But in some Just Jabber news, we do have a solicitation for issue number 6.
Yeah,
So,
baby.
again, recall from our last episode, we said the original issues planned for this was 4 issues.
Yes.
So now we are at 6 issues, and I'm thinking it's more and more likely we are getting another arc, especially because for issue 6 we have an artist change.
Yeah.
So we will no longer have Carola Borelli, who is awesome and lovely, and we will miss you on the Jess book. But the new artist is going to be Ig Guara. And Lionel Francis Yu will be maintaining the cover art. So
yeah,
really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit sad to see Carola Borelli go. 4 issues. It's a nice stint, but I'm sure any artist would probably want to kind of sink their teeth into like a longer run, get to kind of really know the character. But Borelli's done some great work already. Looking forward to Iguara. I've not heard of them as an artist. Have you, Sarah?
I have heard of them.
Yeah,
and their art is beautiful.
Okay, nice.
What have they done? Looks like what books have they done? Books by
Very exotic name.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
Yeah, okay. So they're not like a Stormbreaker for Marvel. That they've done.
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
But I'm going to the Marvel website. So Spider-Woman number 6, She-Hulk. They did the She-Hulk issues 4 and 5.
Oh. The latest She-Hulk. That's
Invincible Iron Man number 12, Scarlet Witch number 9, Sensation. So he Silk did Silk.
Yeah.
And Spider-Gwen. They've done a lot for Marvel.
Let me
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Doctor Strange.
Oh wow! Yeah, actually,
Doctor Strange.
Pretty good. Let me see if for the video, the pundits, looking at the video. Let me see if I can get this up and running. Hang on, one moment, and yeah, we can have a little look at this. It looks pretty good.
Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel team up.
Yeah. Right.
Marvel, they were in the Marvel Comics 1001.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I've actually got a lot of these issues, like Sensational She-Hulk. I've been reading that. I've been loving that.
I'm a bit behind, but I have the issues.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch of that's Steve Orlando.
All New Wolverine issues 10, 11, and 12. Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah, so they've done a lot, and So they're moving over to Spider-Woman, which
Nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil too much about the solicitation for number 6,
Okay.
other than we're going back to San Francisco, baby.
Yeah,
so that's exciting.
That's what stood out for me. I love it. That's great.
Yeah. Jess is going back to San Francisco, so I can't wait to see what Steve Foxe and company have in store for Jess. I'm assuming at this point, because I feel like they wouldn't, well, they would do one issue for an artist, but I feel like this is going to be a new arc. If we're going to San Francisco, that sounds like this is a new arc, 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Because why would you take Jess someplace new and leave it at that? So I think it's safe to say at this point, we're getting at least 2 arcs out of the series. So keep buying it. Keep pre-ordering it from your comic shop. Get a Jess book, because Jess is awesome. And we just want to keep her going. So let's hope that we can get this one going as long as Carla's run.
Yes.
If not more than Carla's run, we just want to keep Jess going as long as we can. So
for sure. And
buying the book.
Yeah, and if I can say as well, with the heroes, I love it how they're kind of spreading out, like not just all New York. Like I love New York City and the heroes to be all centered around there, but I love it how San Francisco is. You can say that Jess has staked a claim for that as heroes go. Daredevil was there at some point, but Jess certainly.
I really wish Daredevil and Jess were there at the same time, because I still want my Jess and Daredevil team up. The closest I've gotten is that one cover.
Yeah.
And I need my Spider-Woman and Daredevil team up.
Yes.
I think they do a lot of fun together.
I've seen, no spoilers, in the She-Hulk thing, She-Hulk comes in across Matt Murdock as well, so they're always fun to see together, but they've got the obvious connection of both being lawyers. But always fun when Matt turns up. But San Francisco, I love it. West Coast, I love the West Coast Avengers over there. I just love how they're all spread out all over the country.
Very excited to see Jess back in San Francisco, and I hope this means we get Lindsay, unless Lindsay's off in Madripoor. But I hope this means that we get more Lindsay, because honestly, I love how Carla wrote Lindsay, and I hope
she's awesome.
Please, Steve Foxe, if you bring Lindsay back, pick it up where Carla left off. I mean, I might not be in Madripoor, and that's okay.
Yeah,
but pick it up. Please. I just love what Carla did with Lindsay. So please bring Lindsay back, because she's so much fun.
Really did inject a lot more life. Not that she didn't have any before, but just a lot more character in her, just in that span of the few issues that she had her. So loved it.
So really exciting news there. I don't have anything else. So I guess we should just get right into it, huh?
Yeah, let's go straight into this new issue.
All right, so Spider-Woman, Volume 3, Volume 8, Number 3, Gang War Tie-In Part 3, released on January 24th, 2024, with a cover date of March 2024. Writers are Steve Foxe, penciler and inker is Carola Borelli, colorist is Arif Prianto, letterer is VC's Joe Sabino, and editor is Ellie Pyle.
And as always, this would be available in floppy format at your LCS, or you can pick it up digitally as well if that's how you kind of read your comics as well. And eventually it will make its way to Marvel Unlimited, of course. For listeners who may be listening or tuning in for the first time, what Seren and I will do is we'll just run through a quick synopsis just to kind of get the gist of the issue. So spoilers will be involved, and in this issue particularly, Seren, I guess to say there are spoilers. So we'll go through a synopsis just so jog your memory, and then Seren and I will go through some notes, potential tinfoil hat theories, and we'll cap that off with a spider score. So
so without further ado, our synopsis as written by Ray.
Hey.
Thanks, Ray.
No.
I definitely did not do it. Ray's our hero, everyone. So without further ado, Julie Julia Carpenter, aka Madam Web, saves Jess from her fall from the helicopter by generating a psionic web net to catch her. They discuss the recent End of Spider-Verse events, and Jess confesses that it's her missing son, Jerry, that is the cause of her recent behavior. Julia acknowledges Jerry's existence, much to Jess's delight. The two postulate that perhaps Hydra have obtained Jerry's DNA, as Jess's latest nemesis, Green Mamba, shares many of her powers that Jerry also wields. Jess continues to then cut a bloody path towards the head of Hydra in search of her son, and rival gangs such as those of Hobgoblin, Mr. Negative, and Mariah are no safer. The trail to Diamondback leads to a ship in port at the docks, and it's here that Diamondback drug lab is located. Jess sneaks onto the ship, only to be accosted by Green Mamba and Diamondback himself. A short battle ensues before Diamondback reveals to Jess that whom she is searching for. It's Jerry. Jerry is revealed to be the Queen.
Oh.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we called it.
Yeah, we did. I mean, look, I'm just going to go on a slight defensive here, Sarah, and say I was reaching with other things like Roger and stuff just to try and canvas some possibilities, but really, I think Jerry was the main suspect, right? Yeah. So because I saw someone post up, that was telegraphed a mile away that was Jerry as Green Mamba. But it's good. It's still good to see. Like it was great. I'm kind of torn in the fact that I remember Jerry being that little baby, nice and innocent. And now he's kind of lost his childhood and he's been corrupted, and that's just awful. But what did you make of this issue, Seren?
I mean, I was really excited at the end because I was right. And also, I really love it. Look, I'm sorry, guys. I love when Jess is happy, and she deserves to have all the happiness. But I really also like it when Jess is like heart is ripped out and stomped on, because I feel like sometimes that it like sad, heartbroken Jess is sometimes Jess at her best.
That's a curse, isn't it? Her curse to perpetually be kind of.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems to be a curse among all the spiders, but Jess and Peter in particular. And there are going to be a contingent of Spider-Woman fans who will be thrilled about this outcome. Mm-hmm. I'm thrilled because of the story, but there are other people who are thrilled because that means, hey, maybe we don't have to deal with Jerry anymore, which is not going to be the case because depending on how this all falls out and going by the solicitation for number 6, not looking good.
Sorry, Saren, you do make a really good point there, because I was thinking about that. Like there are fans out there that will go, oh, look, I wasn't the biggest fan of Jess being a mum and having a kid. This kind of circumvents it now because Jerry's been sped up to be an adult now. So although she still has a son, it's not that dynamic of having Spider-Woman as a mum, with diapers and bottles and stuff. So in that sense, I'm not sure whether or not, and as you say, Sharon, down the track, whether or not Steve Foxe had designs to do that, and that's the way that he addresses Jerry. Or, Jerry might revert back to a child, who knows, at the end of the arc, whatever. But I think it's it's a little clever way of addressing that if you were, not into the whole baby Jerry thing. Yeah.
So the lead up was good, but also now that we see the end of this, we can see why he was obscured from Julia, because the Julia and the Jerry the Web has is a child. Mm-hmm. But now Jerry has, and I was right that Hydra, I'm like, if they can leave Jess in stasis for decades, then there's absolutely a way that they can speed up decades of aging as well. Yeah. And that's what they did with Jerry. So I was right there too.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised at all. I did say that this issue, there was a part, who did Jess go? Was this one where, no, I did like Jess beating the shit out of everyone. This one was a little bit more.
She's kick-ass. She goes through, it just shows like the efficiency and just the I don't know, the quality of her as a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that this one definitely kind of pokes you to be like, hey, you need to go check out Gang War, where the other two issues, like, it was like in there. This one hits you a little bit more over the head with the tie-in aspect of it.
Okay, yeah.
I think, but no, I just loved all of Jess's breaking and entering, and then we get an explanation of because I thought Jess was going to snap her wings open, but now we know that because Jerry's her son, his pheromones really get Jess out of whack, and so she was so discombobulated. If Julia hadn't caught her, I think Jess would have survived the fall, but she would have been pretty injured.
Yeah.
And in this case,
oh yeah, she would have. Yeah.
Yeah, but in this case, no. I mean, I don't even know what else to say at this point other than I called it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things are not looking good. I'm really looking forward to the next issue because I want to see how Steve Foxe writes Jess. Really, really looking forward to the next issue because, like I said, I mean, I love Jess and I love when she's happy and she's being her smart ass self, but I also really love Heartbroken Jess too because some of my favorite Jess is Agent of Sword when she's really at her lowest.
Oh yeah.
And when Jess is at her lowest, I think she's also in some ways at her best. Yeah. So I'm really
the tragic
really
figure.
Excited.
Yeah.
No, I'm really excited for the next issue. I cannot wait for it to come out. I don't remember when it comes out.
I'm not sure as well. I'm assuming in about a month. I don't know.
No, it's going to come out this month.
Okay. Comes out a bit earlier. But like, I think, although we are, as you're saying, the penultimate issue to the end of this arc, to me, that reveal of Jerry, it's so tantalizing because it's almost like a setup, right? Because I'm now looking forward to that next issue where things will wrap up, but just to understand a bit more, like, what did Hydra exactly do? Like, who are these eggheads? And how does Jerry feel? I mean, he's obviously brainwashed because he does have that kind of sinister smirk towards his mum, and he's fought her. He threw a bloody anchor at her in this issue, so it's not like he's holding back. Incidentally, as well, Seren, I found it interesting, and this is me just being a pure geek. I know with mutants, if you're related, you are actually immune to each other's powers. So that was shown with Cyclops and Havoc, where they can basically shoot each other in the face and not get hurt at all. But yeah, it's interesting here that Jess it's almost like magnified. The powers that Jerry has, Green Mamba, really do send her out of whack. So it's a bit of it's going to be a challenge for Jess because not only obviously is she going up against her son, but she's going up against someone who has her powers and can do her more damage, I guess. The only question, I guess, again, then being very practical, Seren, is if they did speed up Jerry, how many hours? Like, has he trained with Taskmaster? Like, how much experience does he have really? I mean, he does look quite proficient as a fighter, but I'll always back Jess to be able to one up him on that. And I find it very exciting to see what will happen at the end of this. I did enjoy Julia's involvement in it, and just the reiteration in that conversation that they had that Jess just thought, she was relieved that she wasn't going crazy, that Jerry did exist, because this whole thing that happened with the end of Spider-Verse, everything got discombobulated and people didn't know.
She thought she was going crazy because no one remembered him. Exactly. Which also makes me wonder, like, if Jess got severed from the web, did that mean, well, Jerry didn't, because Julia can see the Jerry-sized hole, right? So what happened? I think aging him up is what screwed everything up and made everyone forget.
Yeah.
Or Hydra was able to do something, but I don't think Hydra did anything. I think Jess got poofed, and when Jess got poofed, everyone except for, like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know as well.
Someone who actually read the Spider-Verse thing, let us know, because I have not read all of it. I just
know the end of Spider-Verse. I read it. It was okay. I
The ship
mean,
to get you. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't I think whatever happened that Jess had proof of Jerry existing. She had physical proof in his first haircut.
yes,
And Julia was like, no, now that you mention him, I can find him, but he's a kid-sized hole.
yeah.
So I truly do, and I'm repeating myself now, but I really think that aging Jerry up so fast and Jess not being there probably maybe severed him from the web somehow.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the
And
web
he's
works, but
not,
he's
and he's
intrinsically,
Green Mamba, so now he's a snake and
yeah.
not a spider. He doesn't have a spider power, a spider name.
But he essentially has like spider, like quote air quotes, spider powers, right? So I'm
Yeah, he
assuming
can
he'd be
wall
able to.
crawl, but
Yeah, I'm
some
assuming
snakes
he'd.
can do that too.
Yeah, true.
And some snakes,
And
Jess
venom
is called a
bite,
venom
venom.
blast, and
Yeah,
yeah, he can, so a lot of the powers Jerry has could be popped over to a snake.
I like that comparison, Sarah, and I like how the fact that even going back to Jess's history about her powers, although she, there was a connection obviously with the Wonder Gore spiders and stuff, but I just love it how her arch nemesis are Hydra, and her powers can be, interpreted as, snake-like. If you're looking at Jerry and Green Mamba,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's pretty slick, I think. Just another thing to raise as well. I'm not sure if this is foreboding or foreshadowing anything, but Julia does say you're not going to do it alone. I wonder if in the last issue, because after she says that, we don't see her again in this issue, Julia Carpenter. So
No.
I wonder if she will pop up again in the last issue and help out with Jerry. Maybe a bit of mediating between mother and son. I'm not too sure.
I don't know. She might.
Yeah.
Or it's possible. Well, I would think so because also the Spider Woman issue number 4 is out on February 21st.
Okay.
Julia is also because next week is when the Madam Web movie comes out.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
for Spider Woman number 4, there are a lot of covers. There are several variant covers featuring Julia on them.
Yep.
So there's the Todd Nauk 97 variant. And then there's the Greg and Tim Hildebrandt Marvel Masterpiece 3 variant.
Okay.
And then there's a version of that. And then there's the Stephanie Hans with Jess cover variant. So we're getting a bunch of Julia variants this month.
Oh, yeah, of
I'm
course.
sure the Julia variants are not just on Spider-Woman. I would not be surprised if there are more.
Yeah.
If there are more
on other
Julia
titles.
out
Yeah.
there.
Just random one on a Hulk cover or something, or
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know for sure. They're going to celebrate Madam Web coming out, and
absolutely.
I can't wait. So I don't care what people are projecting and forecasting about it. I
haven't been paying attention. I'm just going to go see it.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to having just a fun time while watching it. So yeah,
you know what? That's what I did with the Marvels. I unfortunately was not because of work and stuff. I was not able to get to the Marvels in theaters, but I finally did watch the Marvels.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
What a fun
was
movie!
it? Oh,
highly
good.
recommend. Just go in and have a good time. It's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah,
and that's going to be my theory for my thing for Madam Web. I'm going to go into Madam Web and see it. So I do like that Julia's been a supporting character. Honestly, I think we don't really get enough of Julia and Jess teaming up, and I'm happy to see. That's what I really like about this series a lot is Steve so far is that Steve, even in just 3 issues, Steve has balanced Jess's past as a Hydra and an Avenger and a PI and a spy, but he has also very clearly said she is also in the Spider-Verse, whether you like it or not, because a lot of people, despite the fact that Jess, as we were saying, I think we said this last time, that Jess is like the black sheep of the the Spider-Verse. I know we said it a lot because she kind of flirts around the edge of the web, right? Because she's not really as deep into it as others, but she's still a part of it. And see what Steve Foxe is doing here is he's saying, yeah, she's still a part of this, whether you like it or not. Yeah, she's more in the Avengers line of stuff, but she's still Spider-Woman, and she still counts in that. world.
Yeah.
So she's just not quite. I still feel she's not quite as in it, but I feel like Steve Foxe is hammering home that she's in it, whether you want her to be or not. Because there are a lot of Spider fans who are fans of Peter and Silk and Miles and Gwen and Cindy, and they're just like, nah, Jess doesn't really count. I don't know why she's a Spider person. She's more an Avenger, but she's really both.
Yeah, she is.
And Peter can be both. Jess can be both. But Jess's background is Jess with Hydra, and that's what he's just. I think Jess is more cemented in with the Avengers than even Peter is. So she's really Jess has got her little sticky fingers and everything. Is great.
Yeah, I feel just a history of Jess as well. I mean, and that's for better or worse. I mean, that's established her as that. I mean, she certainly is part of the Web Warrior kind of group, but historically, you can't argue the fact that she has those ties with Hydra and the Avengers. So she's as you say, she's very much entrenched in that. But I'm like I mentioned before, Sarah, I'm happy that she's kind of on the fringe. She kind of skirts that, more so with the Web Warriors. But it's good.
Yeah.
So
I don't really have much else to say. I love the art. I think Carola Borelli's really starting to get into the swing of things.
Oh yeah. The Venom Blasts, Sarah, and the Venom Blasts look awesome. There's that moment, there are a couple of moments when Jess is frustrated talking to Julia and she just lets off some Venom Blasts. It's really cool, that kind of electricity kind of just crackling through. There's another one where she kind of electrocutes one of these goons in the financial district. She's just on the ceiling and she zaps him. The Krupp cops, that's what they were. They were
that's the one I'm looking at. And also that's going back to how Julia's doing anything. What Julia's doing for Jess is she's locating people for Jess and saving Jess to have to work to do that. So Julia finds them. And Jess is like the attack dog.
Yes.
That goes and beats the shit out of them. Because when Jess is pissed, she throws punches and then asks questions later.
And I just love that splash page where she just goes through. There's the two panels where you see just over Jess's shoulder, the gang like doing the gang war thing, and then the next panel they're just like they're all slumped, and she's like you just see her leg walking away. It's so cool, and she's in every panel just terrorizing them. It's fantastic, and it can't be stated enough just how dominant I think Spider-Woman is as a fighter, as a hero.
And she's really pissing off Diamondback as she does it too, because they're really starting to. And what I like about this, and what I mean when I go back to what I previously said, how this one kind of hits you more in the head about gang war.
Yeah,
this is filling you in on what she's been doing.
Yes,
while she's been. She's been doing kind of two birds with one stone here.
Yeah, it was definitely one panel dedicated. Like you get the hero shot of all the heroes there. But I'm glad that was about it, and I'm glad it is very much Diamondback centric. So, just gets to just concentrate on Diamondback and Hydra, which is really good. And then the last, I mean, just finally, I guess on art and stuff, the final scene or act. And when Jess goes on board the ship,
let's talk about that before the end page. Let's talk about that on the second to last page with Jess's. So some people will draw Jess's eye lenses as glass, and others will do them as fabric. This one they're drawn as glass, but I would love to go with Carola Borelli's like work here, and Jess's facial expression in that last panel.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Just the absolute shock.
Yeah.
And, I mean, heartbreak.
It's the I don't know. So I'm just thinking like playing the game. It's the actual the draw of the card that you just did not want to get, It's the absolute worst case scenario. And I think Borelli does a brilliant job there. Similar to if we track back, Saren, when she talks to Julia, and a shout out to Jess, our Patreon Spider Baby. She loved that shot as well. Again, the facial expression of Jess as she's kind of hunched over, talking about her son Jerry in the alleyway with Julia. Fantastic. I mean, Borelli does a really great, and it's a shame I mean, not really, because you can see the nose and mouth in Spider-Woman even with her mask on. But
Mhm.
I think Borelli's facial expressions are just amazing. So I think that's
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get the big reveal. What do you think of the look of Jerry at the end? Is he on is he
He
on
looks
drugs?
like this kid. He looks like this kid I went to high school with, and I
Oh,
want to punch him
really?
in the face. Is really what he looks like.
Oh
I'm
god.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like anyone with that haircut, I want to punch in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Because yeah. Sorry. I think they did a really good job making me not like him. And being
yeah.
like, I'm shocked, but also I'm like those mother effers.
Yeah. Yeah.
That poor little baby who I absolutely love baby Jerry. And then I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh, now he's a effing dick. And I want to punch him in the face.
Yeah. I
And
just kept on thinking of what is it? Bwok bwok? What's the sound that Jerry made with the chickens? That's all I can think. Little Jerry. And then now you got
blocks.
now you got this turd.
Yeah.
But hopefully
Yeah.
he might come around. Look, he might come around.
Yeah.
He might be a new Marvel hero, Black and Green Mamba. You never know. I don't know. We'll have to see.
He might. We'll see what happens, but I don't really have any tinfoil hats to go into the next one.
Yeah.
But going by the solicitation for number 6.
Yep.
Things ain't looking good, guys.
Things that we haven't spoiled that, which is good. I'm just gonna have a little quick reread here, Seren.
Yeah, it's I don't have high hopes for redemption.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that. All right.
I don't have. If you want to guess why I'm saying that, then you can go ahead and read the Marvel April solicitations, because this is going to be number 6 is going to be the April issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm not feeling real good about it, Ray. Feeling real good about it.
You know, just skirting across it as well, because again, if you want to read the solicit, please do. But yeah, I wonder, because there are 2 outcomes to that, Seren, right? You know, there are 2 possibilities, and I wonder which one it will be. It'll be interesting. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's terrible. Poor Jess.
What
anyway.
do you? Yeah, man. Oh man, I can't wait. This one, like this issue, like I knew the ending. I knew what it was gonna be. I knew it.
Yeah.
But I am so excited for the next one to see how it plays out, because it's gonna break my heart. But in the best, most cathartic way. At least that's what I'm really hoping. I have a lot of high hopes for the next issue.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. I mean, yeah, I can't.
Because sometimes having your heart broken, I don't know. I shouldn't be excited about having my heart broken, but I love this kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm so messed up, but I love this kind of stuff.
It's good.
Give it to me. Give me the angst and the heartbreak. I want it all.
Yeah, it hits the nerve, like, you know, as you read it as you as a reader, and it makes you kind of really empathize and all that sort of stuff. So
it's gonna be really juicy.
It's going to be juicy. Well, having said that, there, Seren, looking back at this, which is the penultimate issue of the first arc.
First arc.
What would you give this out of 5?
I'm giving it I will give it a 4.5 minus half a point, because as others have said, we've said what the outcome was going to be since issue number 1, so it's predictable. So I'm docking half a point for predictability. Mm-hmm. But also, I'm also one of those people that like it when things are predictable, because it gets me more excited for the next issue.
Yeah.
And now, because literally, okay, we've gotten to this part, but now I don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited.
You're in uncharted
4.5
territory.
from me.
Yeah. Okay. The 4.5 is very strong. I'll give it a 4. I think it was highly enjoyable, similar to you, Seren. It just confirmed, I guess, what we all suspected. But to actually see that on pen and with pen and paper on the last page, that was very satisfying. And as well, similar to you, can't wait to see what happens. I enjoyed the art. Look, the premise was very simple. Like, Seren, when I was writing the synopsis, plot wise, it was pretty simple. It was just
very straightforward.
Yeah, just tracking down not Green Mamba, but tracking down Diamondback, having a chat with Julia Carpenter. So which is really good. I think Stephen Foxe has really made the plot very, very streamlined, and that gives him a bit of an opportunity to kind of, flesh out and have those conversations. You had that conversations with Diamondback in his penthouse apartment as well, being very frustrated. You had the conversations with Julia Carpenter and Jess. So there's room for that, which is good. But no, I found it really enjoyable.
He did a really good job. He's crammed a lot in 3 issues without making it feel like you're missing anything from Gang War. Because truly, I mean, yes, we see, and he's saying, hey, there's a tie-in here. Yeah. But also, like, I don't feel that I have to read the tie-in to understand what's going on in Jess's book. And I think that needs a lot of commendation, because that's hard to do, and Steve Foxe has done it very well.
Yeah, exactly. No, I definitely commend Steve Foxe there. We are in the midst, Spider Babies, of getting Steve Foxe. He's a bit busy. He did tell me, because he moved recently. So, anyone that has moved house will understand how stressful that would be. So that and work has obviously been keeping him busy, but he's very keen to come on. So Seren and I hopefully will have Steve on the show. We'll be able to chat with him about the series. So I know Carlos, a little shout out to Carlos. I know you've been waiting yet. We will definitely get Steve on. He's very keen, so we're just trying to work out time zones and stuff. So yeah,
it'll happen. Don't worry,
it will happen.
Coming.
Yes.
In the meantime, Spider Babies, we would love to hear your thoughts and predictions on issue number 4, or what on issue number 3. So always feel free to drop Ray and I a line, either email or direct message or Patreon. Wherever you want to drop it, please do, because we always look forward to hearing from you and what your thoughts are and all that good stuff. So please, talk to us.
We love hearing from everyone. Just love talking about Jess. And as Seren said, let's keep it. Let's keep the torch for Jess burning bright. We want more issues. Let's see if we can get like a 3rd, 4th, 5th arc as well. And hopefully, I mean, Steve Foxe is just. It sounds like, it looks like he's just beginning. Seren, I think he's really just revving up the engines.
He's definitely picking up steam. It keeps getting better and better. So I'm very excited to see what his plans are for Jess moving to the West Coast. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm excited.
Very excited.
Who else is currently on the West Coast right now, actually? Do you have any other ones currently on the West Coast? I've been out of the loop for a bit.
The West Coast Avengers are not really a thing at the moment. I don't know. No, I don't think there's anyone I can think of from the West. I just gravitate towards Wonder Man because of Hollywood, but I don't know. Yeah. Is
MJ still out west or no? Probably not.
Oh, Jackpot. No, she's not.
Oh, is Jackpot out west?
No, I think she's in New York because there's going to be a new series with Celeste Bronfman. She did the one shot with Jackpot, which apparently is very, very good. It's going to be a Jackpot and Black Cat. I think a one shot.
Oh, I think that was announced at NYCC.
Looks pretty cool. I'm going to have to catch up on Jackpot because I've heard really good things about it. And it's good to see MJ. She's done it before, the superhero thing, but it's good to see her, in her own kind of thing, not spider related. So next episode, Seren, 51. We've gone over the hump. We're in now the second half of this, what will be a century.
Yep.
We'll be looking at issue 4, I guess the finale to this arc. So stay tuned. It won't be too long, as you said, Seren, 21st of Feb, right? So
21st of Feb. So will be our final Gang War issue, and then number 5 will be the Bailey Briggs, and then number 6 sounds like it's the start of a new arc.
Yeah, be good. A huge thank you to our sponsors as well, Miriam, Rustin, Eric, Rick, and Jess, our beloved Spider Baby patrons. Just thank you once again for helping us out. And please stick with us because we've got plenty up ahead as well.
Yep.
Seren, I think that about wraps us. Any other final thoughts?
Nope. So until next time, to know her,
is to fear her. Catch that.
If you'd like to contact us with your thoughts on Spider-Woman and her amazing series, you can drop us a line at spiderwomanpod@gmail.com. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. Just search for Spider-Woman Pod or To Know Her Is to Fear Her, a Spider-Woman podcast. Catch us on Twitter at Spider-Woman Daily or on Discord, Tumblr, and Podchaser. Look for all our links to our social platforms in the show notes.
We are also proud members of The Collective, a supergroup of podcasters dedicated to covering all the characters and news in comics and beyond. Search for #TheCollectiveNet on Twitter to see the latest on all the shows, or click on the link provided in our episodes to give you a list of who's part of The Collective. Finally, please consider giving us a rating on either Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. Whether it be to sing your praises or give us pointers on how to improve the show, any ratings will help cast our web further and potentially reach out to more spider babies out there.
Thank you so much for listening to our show. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned for our next upcoming episode, but until then, remember, to know her is to fear her.
Spider-Woman and affiliated characters, stories and events are properties of Marvel Characters Incorporated. Material used and discussed within the podcast are intended for critique and review purposes only, under the fair dealing concept of the current Copyright Act. The views, information, or opinions expressed during the podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of the copyright owners.